bit of hoof trimming, and then I will check the girls. A couple of them are getting closer to kidding, so I will check them to see how they are developing in their udders, and see if it's getting close to trimming down their udders. I may do that today just because today is my weekend, so I gotta go back to work tomorrow, and I'm not gonna have time to do it through the week if somebody decides to kid through the week. I've got one girl that's getting pretty close, I'm thinking, but she's not due yet. So we will see on what I decide to do with her in that case. So I will go ahead and flip the camera around, and we will trim up some hooves. I will probably not do my boys today. I'll probably do them on a different day, maybe next weekend or the weekend after. But they're not too bad because they were done more recently than the girls were. It's pretty wet outside, so the hooves are going to be definitely a little on the gross side. Probably really wet, full of poop, that kind of thing. So let's go ahead and get to it. Keep watching. One, out. Out. Okay, just really quickly wanted to show you what I use. So I get these off of Amazon. They're just hoof trimmers. You can use like pruning shears or whatnot. I personally like these ones. To me, they stay sharper than the ones that I can buy at my local feed store. And then I use a glove. So I only use one glove. I don't like put a glove on this hand just because I don't need to. But I use this big old dirty thing to hold their nasty feet. And then that way I'm not poking myself, cutting myself, because I've done that before. It hurts. So I'd rather just wear the glove. And then the last thing is a hoof pick. So in keeping these sharper, they stay sharper longer if I use a hoof pick to clean out like the dirt and the poop and that kind of stuff. Sometimes they get little pebbles and rocks, and that really dulls down the clippers. So I like to use the hoof pick just to pick it out. I know some people just pick it out with the tip of these, but to me, I find that these are sharp. And if I've got a girl that doesn't want to stand, I can easily poke her with this, and I could make her bleed. So just to avoid that, I use a hoof pick, and I like the little brush because it'll also kind of help clean out that little bit of dirt and make the hoof look nice and clean. So yeah, trimmers is the first thing you need. A glove if you want to stay clean, and a hoof pick, just in case you want to make your trimmers last longer. Honestly, in order to get the job done, all you need is a pair of trimmers. So these are just extras. Hey, it's Courtney. I am just going to do a voiceover for most of this video just because I did a lot of chit-chatting. So let's get to it. First up we have is going to be Sassy. Sassy is scheduled to kid February 8th. Now she is starting to bag up, so she does have a little bit of an udder. So we will go ahead and trim her udder today, as well as trimming her feet. And then I also did give her a dose of selenium as well, and she did go into the maternity ward. So she is getting close to having kiddos. Basically, trimming feet is pretty easy. You just want to nip off the extra growth on the feet and making sure that everything is nice and straight and even and smooth. And then here I just do a quick clip on her udder. It does not have to be perfect, but it's basically just so I am able to view her udder as she gets closer to kidding and watch for that pop. And it's a lot easier to watch for her udder grow when her udder is clipped and cleared of all the fuzzy hair. Up next, we have Mystic. Mystic is the first doe that I actually retained with my herd name. This will be her second freshening, so that means that she will kid. This is her second time kidding. Last year, she had a single doeling, so we are hoping for a couple more kids out of her this year, and I did go ahead and breed her to Loki. She is also in the maternity ward right now. I am really thinking she's going to be the first one to kid. She's scheduled to kid on February 6th. And I do go ahead and clip up her udder as well. That way I can watch it grow and watch for that udder pop. Next up, we have Joy. Joy is going to be a first freshener. She is 3 years old, so this will be her first time kidding. I do have her sister Kate. She is 3 as well, and her first time kidding. They both are due in May. Joy's due date is the 17th of May, and Kate's is the 22nd in May. is Kate from the back end. She looks just like Joy, but they are half sisters. Kate, like I said, is 3 years old, and this is her first freshening as well. And she is due on the 22nd of May. And Kate and Joy did not get an udder clip today because they are due in a couple of months, more so than a couple of weeks. Now we are on to Feline. Feline is going to be a year old. She was born this last year, and she will be a first freshener as well. She is not the most friendliest goat that I have. She's definitely the most skittish, so it does make working with her a little bit more on the difficult side. She's pretty flinchy and touchy, and just overall super skittish, but I am hoping that we are able to show her this year. She is the second doe that I have retained with my herd name, and I'm really excited about her udder. She is due on February 6th, so I want to say she's going to be the second doe to kid this year, and I do go ahead and put her inside the maternity ward, as well as Sassy and Mystic, and all three of them did get udder clips, and they did get their selenium also. I believe we are now on doe number 6. This is Holly. This is going to be Holly's second freshening. So she did freshen last year. She freshened with a doeling and a buckling. And this year I'm kind of hoping that she has triplets, but if she's got twins in there, that works as well. She is due February 9th, so I have her down to be the fourth one to kid. And I will not be trimming her udder because she hasn't really gotten a good udder bump yet. She's still got probably a couple more weeks out. So I went ahead and left her in with all the other goats, and this coming up weekend I will do another evaluation of her to see if she's getting close enough to go ahead and get her clipped and moved over to the maternity ward. But at the moment she is just out with the girls, living her best life until she progresses more. Okay, up next we've got Twilight. Twilight is the littermate sister to Sunny, my blue-eyed and polled gold buck. Twilight is blue-eyed, polled, and black and white. And this is going to be her first freshening as well. She is a little bit on the skittish side, but not too bad. She is a little flinchy on the stand just because she's not used to being worked. So for her due date, I have her down for the 29th of January, but she is nowhere near showing any signs of getting close to kidding. So she was actually in with the buck for quite some time. So her kidding window actually is between the 29th of January through March 31st. So she's got 64 days in between her kidding window there. So I'm going to guess she will probably kid towards the end of February or sometime in March, because like I said, she is nowhere near close to kidding, but that's okay. She will hang out with the rest of the girls. Last but not least, we have Ambiance. So Ambiance is not my goat. I am actually leasing her and hoping to retain a doeling from her. She has not had a doeling in the past. She's only given bucks, so we're hoping that she's chock full of does. I have down as kidding February 8th. I don't see any udder forming yet, and she is still pretty hard in the ligaments as well. So she does have a kidding window of about 70 days. So we have her down for February 8th through April 19th. So I'm thinking she's definitely going to go later. I'm thinking maybe March or April. She does fight me quite a bit on the stand, but that's just because she's not used to being up there. So eventually I do have to pin her up against the wall with my leg, just so I am able to finish that foot. She was definitely being a bit of a pill. but that's okay. She will go out and hang with the rest of the girls until it gets closer to putting her into the maternity ward in a couple of months. That's all for now. We'll see you next time.